This is Ghost of Gamers at Home Story Cup. I'm Raistlin, and I'm sitting here with Attero from Team Dynamic. He's a Canadian Protoss player. You sadly didn't qualify from your group, but you did manage to defeat Idlescott in the last game. Could you walk us through the Protoss series versus Idlescott?
Sure. Well, I got the advantage of watching the series right before me, Adel Scott versus Real. So I basically had a couch and just saw everything that Edel Scott was doing from A to Z. So I saw that he actually skipped a sentry and goes straight for two stalkers. So I punished him by going 4-gate, and it worked out because he did the same thing that he did against Real. He didn't make a sentry. So I basically got in, and I think I hit the 4-gate really well, especially since he didn't even scout at all. So that was a big hint for me to devise my next strategy against him. The second game was Antigua Shipyard, and I wanted to show something to the fans, more interesting game. So I went for a Stargate play with Phoenixes, and he tried to do a Colossus timing, which is very popular in Europe. In ladder, I've been facing that almost, I'd say 40%. People go like 2 Colossus, no range, 4-gate. So I basically hard countered him because Phoenixes just destroyed Colossus tech. You can see he didn't even want to go Colossus after his push failed. He went straight into Blink. So from there, I made Colossus myself, and macro game is what I wanted to get to. So I was happy he expanded, and I expanded. I was hoping it can go to 3 base, but I didn't saturate my natural that well, so my main got saturated pretty early. So I had to semi-probes with my army because otherwise I wouldn't be too cost effective with my Colossus, because he can snipe it easily and my army won't be as strong. So with the pro buffer, it was really good, and I was happy to not be 0-3 to my group.
So, as you said, you went 1-2. You lost to Dimaga and Real. I saw the game versus Dimaga, and it felt like you almost had a chance to take him, but it seemed like his Mutalisk were having a lot of map control. Or what do you think of that series?
I was really confident against Zerg with my practice. I was literally not losing any game in ladder, especially today. I played maybe 10 Zergs, Grandmaster, and I didn't lose to any of them. So I was really happy with my PVZ. So going into the game, the only thing I really don't like is when Zerg takes 3 bases, no gas. And that's exactly what the Maga did. So right away I was kind of frustrated that I would have to deal with this. So what I normally do is I do 2-gate pressure with cannons. But because he took his third in the bottom spot, I had to do it to the natural, which is much harder, because that's where the queens would be rallied out to the third, and he held it really easily. Like, I didn't even get to get a cannon up, unfortunately. So from there, I hit my third, which is what I've been doing a lot, and he didn't know about it. So I felt really, really good, because I finally got to that point. Like, if you can get to late game 3 base Protoss, it's really, really strong. And I just really got unlucky with my positioning in the army. I had 2 Colossus out in the open. So that was just how the game went. I lost. And the second game, he did the same thing. I really didn't want to deny his natural hatchery because I didn't want to force 3 base right away. So I let him take his natural, and I just got my Nexus up a bit earlier. So from there, I scouted. He took his third. And I felt like with 1 attack, 1 armor, I'd be really strong with the War Prism, because he won't see any pylons or anything like that. So he won't really think that I'm being aggressive. So when I came with the War Prism, I was really happy when I saw roaches, because roaches aren't really good against Stalker +1/+1. But I had bad control, unfortunately, and from there, he held it with 12 mutas. He had about 1,200 minerals, 1,200 gas, so like he held it. Even though we had the same workers, I could never take my third, and I didn't kill his third base, so from there I just lost the game because I didn't expect the muta transition that fast.
So now you're eliminated from the tournament after day 1. Do you still feel like you will you enjoy your time here? What do you think of the event as a spectator, I guess?
As a spectator, I've watched the previous home stories as much as I can. I'm always practicing, so it's hard to follow events that I'm not in. But I really saw how it was with the White Rye Barbecue. It's like what's been they're still talking about it. So I knew so much about this tournament, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to cast as much as possible. on the couch. And I know they're gonna have me casting pretty much all day tomorrow, so I'm really happy about that. Talk about my Team Dynamic. You can visit them on teamdynamic.biz. They're a Counter-Strike source team, as well as Battlefield now, and they're moving to CS:GO. And I'm pretty much leading their StarCraft 2 division. So I'm really happy with the dedication that they have in sending me here, and I'm just trying to make the most of it. Of course, it's my first time in Europe as well, so I'm really just gonna try to make as much content for my team. And I'm happy I didn't get 03, so I'm not gonna cry about it. Damaga's an excellent player. Real is Korean, and I felt pretty good the first game. I felt really good the first game against him. I thought I would have won. So overall, I'm not too disappointed, and I'm going to make the most of it for sure.
So you're one of the newer players, so to say, for StarCraft 2. We didn't see you that much in StarCraft, but I know you've had a career as Counter-Strike player, and you also touched Warcraft 3 a bit, didn't you?
I never really liked the game. Like, sorry for all the Warcraft 3 lovers. I played Night Elf. My friend was really big on it because in StarCraft Brood War, we played maybe like 20,000 games, just me and him, over the course of Brood War. Of course, it was 10 years, so don't think I'm like a nerd or nothing. But he switched to Warcraft 3 about a year ahead of me, so he was really good, undead player. So he basically found a game where he can beat me, and he was really happy about that. But overall, I just found that comparing it to Brood War, it wasn't a game I can accept as competitive enough. So I played Counter-Strike more. I had a lot of fun Counter-Strike, especially because I played with friends that were really good, and you know we we had a lot of success, but I was too busy working things like that to really give gaming a go. So when StarCraft 2 came out, I actually had a lot of success early with VT Gaming. I recruited Huck, and from there we just were the best team, like by far, in North America. Of course, we had rivals with like EG and stuff, and everybody wanted Huck eventually. So he got passed around a little bit. First with Millennium, then we told him to go to Liquid, and then now he's on EG, of course. But from there, I got my job at the bank. So that's where my real career started, and I felt like the prizes got bigger and everything. So I just felt like it's a good opportunity, especially to travel, and I feel like it would be a shame to Montreal if I didn't play. I have a lot of fans that keep me playing. Like I was gonna retire actually in November because I just didn't like the way I wasn't really making enough money from it. But my fans just really helped me through it, and I'm just happy to continue playing. And I'm gonna play probably all of 2012 because MLG is supposed to come to Canada. That's what they've been saying. So hopefully they come to Montreal and I win that, and that's it. I'll be set for 2012.
Sounds great. Do you have any other shoutouts or any other sponsor plugs or anything that you want to say before we end this?
Of course, well, big thanks to Team Dynamic Mitchell. You're the best. He's the owner of the team. He's been with them for about 7 years with the Counter-Strike source and everything. Big shout out to SteelSeries, our sponsor, for all the gear. This is pretty much what I'm using exclusively, so that's awesome. Bigfoot Networks as well. And, for 2012, we're just looking to be bigger. Big shout out to my teammates. They're awesome. We're trying to make a big noise in team leagues this year. There's a lot of them, so look for us there. And in terms of thanks, big thanks to my fans and my girlfriend. As always, love you all.